GoalView is a secure, web-based program that is accessible anywhere you can connect to the internet. It is not a website, so you will never enter www before the address. If you do, you will not go to the program. You also need to make sure that you go to Utah's site, which is what the UT at the end of the address is for. If you do not, you can select Utah from the drop-down menu to the right of the screen where you enter your login information. To log in, you will need a user ID and password. Your user ID will be your Granite School District email address. The password is one that you will choose. It must be a minimum of 7 characters long and is case sensitive. If you are a new teacher, there will be information in a future module on what form to fill out to register for a login to GoalView. You will receive a confirmation email when you have access. District passwords to email and other programs are changed yearly, but GoalView passwords will never change. Write down and keep in a secure place your user ID and password to refer to when necessary. It is against district policy to share your login information with anyone else. If you ever forget your password, there is a link on the login page you can click on. The program will email you your password at that time. The login page. User ID is entered here, which is your email address. Your password is entered here. If you forget your password, click here. Click on Go when you enter your user ID and password to gain access to the program. This shows you that you're on Utah's site. If you're not on Utah's site, click here to select Utah from the drop-down menu. GoalView updates the program on occasion. They will post messages here to inform you of when that maintenance will occur. When you first log in, your home page will include the following items: the menu on the left, the Find Student option, the My Students option to list your caseload, the To-Dos list, the Message Center, and options in the upper right-hand corner called Pepper, Home, Views and Reports, News, and Help links. Here's a screenshot of the home or main page on GoalView and what you first see after you log in. From this page, you have access to everything you need for doing paperwork for students, as well as a number of resources to help you complete your paperwork efficiently and on time. The following slides will explain each item on this page and how you use it. On the left-hand side of the screen, you will see a list of items. This is the menu and where you can go forward and backward in the program. Based on what you click on depends on where you go in the program. They have folder icons before each item. Each folder opens up access respective to its title. User menus look different to this one you see and have fewer items on them to access. For example, users don't have access to inactive or deleted students or staff. However, it is good for you to see this so you can know and understand that all students' names are on GoalView in one of many folders. Just because you can't see a student's name doesn't mean it isn't in GoalView. All students enrolled in Granite District are in one of the student folders listed here. All student names are uploaded to GoalView nightly from extracts of information from Discovery, which is the program that all student documents are recorded in. No one hand enters student names into GoalView at any time. Each folder opens to multiple folders that drill down into the student folder. For example, if you click on Special Ed students, you will then see the list of school or schools you have access to. Clicking on the school will give you a list of students at that school in special education, and then clicking on the student name will give you that student's folder. The first folder, called About Goals, changes to Back to Goals on future pages, which will take you back to this main page when you click on it. Go back to the screen before, click on the item above what you just opened. For example, if you open a specific student's folder and you want to go back to a different student, click on the school's name and you will see the list of students again. Again, this is your forward and backward options in the program. All students enrolled in the district are either in the special ed or general ed students list. They could be active or inactive. If they are in the referral process, they will also be in the referral folder in addition to the general ed student folder. When students first enroll in the school district, their name is entered by the school secretary into Discovery. Discovery, again, is the district's program for all student information and family information. Student demographic information is uploaded into GoalView in nightly uploads, as mentioned previously. Students are not identified as special ed until student accounting lists are filled out, and that information is entered into Discovery, which is also uploaded into GoalView nightly. This blank line above the main menu is your search function. You can type a student's name or student number which starts with a 9, and by clicking on the icon to the right of the line, you can search the program for the student's file. If the name is active and enrolled at your school, you will see it come up to the right of the menu. You can click on that student's name to be taken directly to the student's folder and bypass using the menu below the search bar to find a student folder. Using the My Student option, you can also bypass the menu and search function to go to student files. The two links on the upper left and upper right-hand side of the screen take you to a screen where you can add students to this list that you see here at the bottom. This My Students list has an advantage because then you can just click on the student's name from this list to be taken directly to their file. To add students to your list, you click on My Students in the upper left or right-hand corners and then click on Manage My Students on the next screen. After that, you click on Add Students to Student List and search by name or student number for the student you want to add. Once the correct student is found, click Add Students to add them to your list. Repeat these steps for all students you will want added. Future screenshots will be included in this module. Anyone can add students to their My Student list. This has nothing to do with Case Manager, and you will learn more about Case Manager in future modules. It is a tool to enable the user to access students faster and bypass the menu process for locating students on the left. To add students to your My Student list, after clicking on the My Students in the upper right-hand or left-hand corners, you click on Manage My Students as you see in this screenshot. After clicking on Manage My Students, you will see this screen in front of you. You will then click on Add Students to Student List. On this screen, you will enter the student's name or student number and then click Search to the right of that line. After the student's name comes up and you find the correct student, click on the tab that says Add Students. Repeat steps as necessary until your caseload has been added. When you want to remove students from your list, select the student's name by checking the box to the left of the name. Once the student or students' names are selected, click on the Remove Selected Students from the Student List tab. Sometimes you need to scroll down to find this tab. Another option on the main screen is called the To-Dos list. This To-Dos list was added to the program to help manage your caseload and the paperwork required for each student. The forms that it tracks are the IEP, eligibility, and the status initial placement form, which documents the date parents either give or don't give permission to place their student in special education. This tracking will help you understand and know when student paperwork comes due. On the main screen, you see all the students at your school, even those you are not the case manager for, listed in the order of these things either coming due next or currently past due. If you want to look more, you will need to click on the See More link to the right side of the list or click on the To-Dos list on the right of the main screen. Anything in red is past due, anything in yellow is coming due within 30 days, and anything in green is current and up to date. After clicking on the See More or To-Dos link in the upper right-hand corner of the previous screen, you will be brought to this screen. You can see the different forms being tracked for all the locations you have access to. What this means is if you're at one school, it manages all the student information for that school or schools. Some teachers are only at one school, but related service providers are at multiple schools. Depending on what access you have depends on how many students you see here. Also, this list is comprehensive for each school and cannot be narrowed down by case manager until you go to the next screen. To go to the next screen and narrow your search, you can click the word Search in the upper right-hand corner. After clicking on Search, this will be the screen that you will come to. To narrow your search by school, event, period, or case manager, click on the drop-down menus for each item at the top and select the item you want to narrow your search by. Case manager names should be there, but teacher names are not required. You won't have a need to search by teacher, only case manager. After you select the items you want, click on Search below those respective items. The result will be a smaller list at the bottom of the screen that is sorted according to the criteria you selected. This is a great tool to use as you manage your paperwork so you know what IEPs and 3-year reevals are coming due. This can be used in conjunction to the student accounting list. The TCM or technical compliance managers help you prepare and update monthly. Another feature on the main screen is called the Message Center. The Message Center is a place to get information on updates to the program as they become available. It is important to read those updates and understand them as you will be responsible for the content. To view new messages, click on View to the right of the new message. Information in those messages will then come up. In the upper right-hand corner of the screen, there are some other features that we'll go over at this time. Home is what you can click on to come back to this main menu. On the left-hand menu, back to goals in the menu does the same thing. So there are two ways to come back to this main screen. Using reports is an option of the program to print reports. We use it at the district office level to look at different information so we can make database decisions. We haven't encouraged teachers to use this as we don't know how useful it is to you. If you would like a report from here, please contact the District GoalView Manager, because if you create a report, the entire district can see it, and we don't want this area to become bogged down with reports the district doesn't use on a regular basis. At this time, there isn't a way to delete reports that are created, so please do not create your own. Contact the GoalView Manager for assistance with what you want. A report may already be created. News is a link that GoalView created for special education information. I don't believe they've put anything current in there, so this isn't a link you will find useful. The help link is also something you might not find useful because GoalView has put generic information in there about the program. We encourage you to use district resources such as these modules, asking the GoalView Manager, your coordinator, specialist, or looking in the procedures manual for how to complete paperwork for our district. That would be more informative and accurate for what you need help with. When you're finished with the program, click on the logout link above these other links. In short, the only links you need to use here are the home and logout. In summary, let's review what this module covered. It first started with the left-hand menu and how to navigate through that. It also reviewed the search function, the to-dos list, My Students list, Message Center, and other links in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. If you're unclear about how any of these things work, please email Granite School District's GoalView Manager Stephanie Murdoch at sgmurdoch@graniteschools.org. Summary of how some of these things work will be found in the special education page under the GoalView link. You can download and print those things at that time.